everyone, this is Megan from the Toasted Marshmallow Kitchen. In today's video, we're making 3 delicious dinners. First up, we're making slow cooker sweet and tangy meatballs. To a greased slow cooker, I'm adding in a 12-ounce bottle of chili sauce and then 16 ounces of grape jelly. This is a really large jar of jelly, so I'm just using about half of it. I'm going to give this a quick stir. It's okay if there are still lumps of jelly because this will all meld together as it cooks. Now I'm adding in a 2-pound bag of frozen meatballs. The meatballs will get tossed around in the sauce mixture and then cook on low for 2 to 5 hours. Once it was dinner time, I made jasmine rice and green beans. I've always had these meatballs as an appetizer, but it really does make a full meal when you throw it over rice. Now we're making overnight taco pasta. In a skillet, I'm going to cook and crumble 1 pound of ground beef. Once it has finished cooking, I'm adding in a half cup of water and a packet of taco seasoning mix. This will cook for 5 minutes until the water has been absorbed. The next ingredients were supposed to cook in a separate pot, but I didn't want to dirty up another dish. So now I'm adding in 1 1/4 cups of chicken broth, 1 1/4 cups of milk, a can of Rotel, a can of condensed cream of chicken soup, and finally 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese. This will continue to cook until the Velveeta cheese melts. Then I'm adding in 2 cups of uncooked elbow macaroni. This will get stirred well and then poured into a large baking dish. Now this will get covered and go into the fridge overnight. Cut to the next night and I'm removing the lid and topping the dish with shredded cheese. This will go into the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. I would recommend checking on the pasta about 30 minutes into the cooking time in case it doesn't need the full hour like ours. I topped my portion with additional cheese and then it was ready to eat. This final recipe is for honey garlic kielbasa. In this cup I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Now I'm adding in a ½ teaspoon of dried basil and oregano and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm adding in a couple spoonfuls of minced garlic and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is followed by 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 1/2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. This will get mixed well and set aside. Now I'm just going to slice up this package of kielbasa. Next, I'm cutting these baby potatoes in half. The recipe calls for a sweet potato as well, but we didn't add that. You could definitely use a baking sheet, but I'm adding our kielbasa and potatoes to a lined baking dish. These will be tossed in our honey mixture. You'll want to keep about 2 tablespoons of the sauce to drizzle over the dish when it comes out of the oven. This will cook in the oven at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes until the potatoes are tender. This sauce paired really well with the kielbasa and potatoes. The Dijon mustard really makes the flavors pop. Thanks for watching. All recipes will be linked in the description box.